Is Zillow Flex worth the 35%, or are there better options? Well, let's not lean on theory here because I have some actual data to share with you to help you make that decision. As you likely know, Zillow Flex is a pay-per-close program where you actually pay 35% commission split to Zillow for the leads they provide you. It is an invite-only program, meaning you have to be more or less a top producing agent, someone they will trust to close a reasonable amount of business. They don't offer this program to everyone, so it is purely invite only. Now, you might be thinking, that's great, there's no upfront cost to this, I just pay a commission split, meaning this is a performance-based system. Now, that is in contrast to Zillow Premier Agent, which is a pay-per-lead model, instead of a pay-per-close model, which is Zillow Flex. Now, this might sound good on the surface because you only pay per close, but when you stack your fees and your brokerage fees and other stuff on top of it, it can get pretty pricey. So let's actually break this down by the numbers. So let's say you sign up for this program and you do 10 deals in a year. Now, the average home price in the United States is $387,000, but for simple math, let's just say it's $400,000. So you do 10 deals at a $400,000 price point, that's $4 million in volume. Now, if the agent commission is 2.5%, that would be $100,000 in gross commission income, or GCI. So if you're paying 35 to 40% to Zillow, 40% of that is obviously 40,000, 35% is 35,000. And when you stack on top of it your brokerage split and other fees it cost you for the transaction, you're well over 50% typically. So this is a pretty straightforward program. If you get invited to it and you take part in it, you're just gonna pay a hefty fee for those deals. But now I wanna share with you an alternative, which is actually generating leads on your own. Now I'm gonna pull up a message of one of our members of our free community, which you should join, by the way, links down below, who actually has been working with us for about a year now. Hi Glenn, I wanted to pop in and tell you our numbers since we had our 1-year anniversary with Agent Launch. Keep in mind, a lot of our leads from January 2023 to January 2024 are in nurture and actively looking here for spring. So these numbers for this ad spend will change as we progress into our second year. We're right at about 1.2% conversion rate, but our closed sales were over 16 million from Agent Launch only. Bracket, I took out other lead sources and referral clients. I hope this helps, Nikki. So now let's compare that to Zillow Flex, because this is a pretty typical result for our clients who stick with it for over a year. So at a 1.2% conversion rate, now keep in mind she has a lot of deals in the pipeline for this spring, but at a 1.2 conversion rate, she would need 834 leads to close 10 deals, same as in the Zillow Flex example. Now, after spending over $11 million for our clients on online lead generation over the last 3 years, we can confidently say that the average lead cost across US and Canada is about $15. In some cases with Facebook, you can get cheaper leads. They're usually lower quality. This is more skewing towards Google, where most of the sales our clients get come from. Now, if you take 834 and you multiply it by $15 a lead, you get $12,510 for the same amount of business. But keep in mind, that is just what they've closed right now, not all of the future business that they're gonna get. So 1.2 might seem small, but the range is 1 to 3. When you're doing online leads, a lot of them you write off. Maybe they have bad information. Maybe you don't get a hold of them. A lot of them are a little ways out. Some of them are early on and they're ready to go. It's a mixed bag, right? Leads are people and people are unpredictable. Now, another thing I want to clarify about Zillow versus doing your own online lead generation is these leads or people often come from the exact same place, which is Google. And so whether you buy them from Zillow or you generate them yourself, which is obviously cheaper, they're the same type of people, right? You just have to put in the work for nurturing them and showing them and building trust with them and saying the value and helping them. There's really a couple other options. There's like work with an agency, they hold everything in a black box and they generate leads for you. And the second you stop paying them is the second you stop getting leads. Then there's Agent Launch, which we're kind of in the middle, where we're going to build that all for you, but it's fully transparent. You own and control the asset, but we're still generating leads from Google and Facebook, retargeting on the internet. And we help our clients build conversion systems so they can predictably convert these leads into sales. These are the two big options in the industry. You can buy leads from a middleman like Zillow. Zillow Flex can be very expensive. It works for some people. I'm not totally knocking it. Or you can build an asset that you can ramp up or down at your will. You know, you're not at the will of another company if they just want to shut you down all of a sudden, like Zillow could do. If you're not closing enough business, they might decide to give those leads to someone else. And trust me when I say this, we've had a lot of clients who that's happened to. They were getting a ton of business from Zillow, and then all of a sudden they stopped getting good leads. What happens sometimes is they were on Premier Agent and all of a sudden their lead quality went way down. And that's because Zillow started giving the best leads to their Flex partners. So they might have taken on a new Flex partner in their market, and all of a sudden their Premier Agent leads were not that good anymore. And so you put yourself in a vulnerable place when you're relying on a third party that much. And that's why our mission at Agent Launch is to put the power back in the hands of agents to help them actually build these systems that they own and control. Now, you can even learn how to do this in our free community. Like I said, there's a link down below you can join. If you want to DIY this, you can absolutely learn it. Our program's more done for you. We set it all up for you, optimize it over the course of a year, and we coach you. And so the other kind of wild card here is like, do you want to support Zillow? That's the big question in a lot of people's minds, is like, Zillow has very actively tried to put agents out of work. And like any industry, monopolies hinder competition. And now Zillow's coming after mortgage brokers too. So do you really want to be supporting that company? Well, a lot of people don't these days. And I think while Zillow Flex could make sense in some cases if they offer it to you and you own your brokerage, for example, or you don't have high splits with a team or something else, it can get really expensive if you pay that 40%, 35 or 40%, and then your broker takes another 35 or 40%, you're not left with that much at the end of all that. And if you don't believe me, just look at what Reddit has to say. So in my opinion, Zillow Flex just isn't worth the hefty referral fee in most cases. I'm not saying it's not good for anyone in any case, or people probably wouldn't do it, but usually it's better to invest in an asset that you can scale and grow with you. We had clients who started with us with like $1,000 or $1,500 a month in ad spend, generating leads from Google and Facebook. And now they're spending like $10,000 a month because they've learned how to convert these leads at scale, and now they're scaling up their ad spend, and they have that asset internally, and they're able to build around it. They're not fearful that one day Zillow is just going to give their flex to someone else, and they're not worried about their margins being razor thin, because over time, your margins get better and better and better. Where Zillow Flex, they pretty much just stay the same. But if you actually stick to online lead gen for 1, 2, 3 years, you start getting leads that you generated 2.5 years ago who are all of a sudden closing. You start getting referral business or repeat business from someone you closed 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it just gets better and better and better and better over time. And you can feel confident that this is an asset that you own and control. So that's the big message here is Zillow Flex worth it? Well, in a lot of cases, I don't think so. In some cases, it might, but do you really want to be supporting this company for a maybe? That's the question you have to ask. Now, I'd encourage all of you to join our community. The link's down in the description. But if you do want to explore working with Agent Launch directly, having us build the lead generation and conversion system that you own and control, you can always book a call with us directly. We'd be more than happy to chat. Even if it's not a yes today, at least you have the information so you can make that decision when it might make sense for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.